Hi everyone, I'm here with the Union and the Twin Flame read for today. It is the new moon as of last night into today, depending on where you are in the world. But let's go ahead and take a deep breath first. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Hope you're all having a great day. It's a little bit overcast here. The sun never made it out today. Today is Monday, the 12th. The reading was done yesterday, which was Sunday, the 11th, which is justice, and it added up to 20 yesterday, which is judgment. So today is 21 of the world and the 12 of the hangman. There's a lot of Pisces energy there today. So, and Pisces is the end of the cycle, plus the world is closure energy. So it is that energy of that closure energy. We were talking about that yesterday, about this being, I actually brought up that while I was doing the read yesterday, that the 11th was a significant day, being I was getting that message as I was telling you guys that it was a significant day, 7 days after Easter. There was something very significant, like pulling it out from Easter. And then I listened to Magenta Pixie yesterday, and she said an explanation to that. So you might want to check into that video. And there was another video I watched of Sam, the illusionist. And again, use your own discernment for these videos. Just because I like a certain video or like that a channel doesn't mean you need to resonate with what they're saying. But there was more information that came up today regarding what he posted, having to do with how Adam and Eve actually started. It was very interesting channeling, actually, so you might want to check that out. So this first read, the Union read, I'm going to show you the pictures first. So this is the Union read. This is the SIRIAN Starseed deck. Okay, and this is the 4D is the bottom row, 5D and 6D. The left is the Divine Feminine, right is the Divine Masculine, the center is the bridge between. The incoming Divine Feminine, the outgoing Divine Masculine, the underlying energies, and the closing energies over here. And then we have the Twin Flame read here, the basic read from the SIRIAN Starseed deck, and then the full read here in front of you, which is a 7-deck read. Okay. And so if something doesn't resonate with you, don't force it to fit. It is for everyone. It's a general read. So if you want this something more specific, my information is below or on my website, twinflames3344.com. And so, take a deep breath. The Union read here. It's interesting, too, that we had this shift from yesterday to today with the new moon. And my son actually had to come home for tax purposes. And he came home yesterday and just left today. And he's got a lot of, that Divine Masculine energy. So, something else interesting happened today was with an ant, which I did write it down, so we'll get to that too when I wrote it down. For the Union read, it was done at 12:46, which is 12 of the hangman. Again, 46 of the 6 of cups, the children in the Garden of Eden, which is coming up, and the loving energy between the two. The Union read was starting out with the transition card or the death card, which literally in this deck is the portal energy, as the underlying energy going to the center of the read, which was Luna or the moon, the new moon. And then the final card was the 8 of Pentacles. And in this deck, it's very much about the 7 of Pentacles, which is the Divine Feminine's heart in the E Tower. And then the 8 of Pentacles looks like the Divine Masculine working with crystals outside of the E Tower, but closer up. So you don't actually see the E Tower at the top. So transition through the portal of the new moon in Aries, and Aries is that, kickstart of the year, it's the first sign, sliding into alignment, working with crystals at the E Tower, the Divine Feminine doing portal work, the Divine Masculine doing crystal work. And crystal can have to do with your bodies, but also crystals outside yourself as well. Just the crystalline energy and light in general. The incoming divine feminine here was the Two of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the shadow. Knowing and floating, remember not counting to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but counting to 3 and then jumping in the quantum leap to 10. Going with the flow, let the river take you now. 1, 2, 3, jump to 10 as lightning strikes. And I had a huge storm last night. Lightning strikes, splitting the two worlds, light and dark shadows. Those in their knowing and those asleep. The twins googly-eyed, or one is the twin and one being their I am that I am, in alternating currents of up and down, playing in the electromagnetic field. So here, I always talk about M and M being Metatron and Michael, and Metatron comes up as the magnetic, Michael as the electric, magnetic is the sound, the electric is the lightning strike, and Metatron magnetic and Michael electric comes up as MM and ME. So that literally says Mary Magdalene and me, which is the Mary and Jesus template as well, with waves and vibrations, right? Because M's, if you run them together, are waves. And then it brings up the E as well, which I showed you is that letter that turns over and becomes the M, and then turns over again, becomes the 3, turns over again, and becomes the W. So that's that one letter that is significant symbolically to us in every direction. So we have the ME, the MM, the M3, and then the MW, where the different combinations coming up here. And then the word that came up here was MEWEM, right? Back to M again. So the 3 backwards, since it's not actually an E, it was the message coming to me that it was the ash symbol, right? The A, the E that fit together, they're not apart. So that was the 3 was coming up as that A. And the E was the E, and then the M and the W. So we have this word, M-E-W, and then E or A-N. It really didn't matter too much whether the E or the A came up. But when you look up mu, or mu-M, the actual word didn't come up, but mu does, M-E-W-E, which means seagull. Very significant here. And also the M-E-W-E-M is the W, or 2 U's in the middle, splitting up an M and an E, which is splitting up the ashes, and the M's, which are the waves, right? The 2 U's, the twins, splitting up the ashes and the waves around them. The MEWE being the seagull, the gull, also the cage, the hideout, the refuge or redoubt, the cell. So this is coming up as either the safe place or the prison. It's always up to you on your perspective. So no matter how I looked up the different versions of mu and mu-in and melem actually, because that ended in em, they all come up to basically that same energy. Mu-n with an n on the end was coming up as to mew or rid self of feathers, to change your appearance or to imprison yourself. So again, does changing your appearance imprison yourself or set you free? That's always your perspective. Also, the word melem, M-E-L-E-M came up, which is the heptazine with 3 amino substitutes, balm, balsam, my home, and my darling were coming up for that word. But again, the seagull and the imprisonment versus freedom was coming up over and over again. That was definitely the definition that was coming up here. And the metamorphosis, literally that word came up in the selection here. So I broke down seagull because, as you know, the gull is the trickster, the fraud, the dupe, the swindler, the cheat, to mislead, to defraud. But it also means gold and riches, money and livestock, the gold medal, the baby, the darling, right? So both sides of the coin. The sea, which is the ocean, of course, but it also means billowing. It also means the constant flux of gluons splitting into quarks, which annihilate to produce further gluons. So what does this remind you of? Sounds similar to gremlins? A large dark plain of rock, a mare, a large lake of liquid hydrocarbon, To write, yes, lake, well, write, to see, very and intensely, and ant all come up under definitions for sea, like the ocean. So here's my ant coming up again. So that can be it came up as the animal, the insect ant, but it can come up as the sister ant as well. So the seagull then coming together can mean many different things. Of course, it's a bird over the ocean, but also an ant of gold, gremlin tricksters, sea riches, to see, darling, to write and mislead, the plain of rock, livestock, perhaps livestock that live on the rocks, the billowing baby, and the riches of darling, or in other words, Poseidon's adventure coming up again. Okay, the seagull being Poseidon, sea, and the adventure of the gull. So I love how they do this. Okay. So very significant within this definition of the MM and ME, where we started from, the Metatron magnetic and the Michael electric, also being the same thing as Mary Magdalene and me, or Jesus, right? Regarding the waves and vibrations, we're all the same. Those who resonate with each other. And then the E being all the different letters, and that word came up, which is how we got to seagull. So the MEW and then the backwards E are 3, and then M again, coming back to home again. 2 U's, splitting ashes and waves, hiding out or refuge, or cage and prison. There's always 2 perspectives and the range between of choices, or the middle, to rid self of feathers or change your appearance. Are you imprisoning yourself again, or are you setting yourself free? The electromagnetic of the seagull. And this was all coming in as we went into the new moon last night. So at 127, which is the magician, and the 27, which is a very significant number here. 27 was coming up a couple different times here, and as of late it's been coming up a lot. Plus 7 too, which is the reversal of 27. 27 is the Ace of Wands, the third flame, right? The 4D energy comes up here as the Page of Wands, the 7 of Wands, and the 9 of Swords. The Divine Feminine as the Page of Wands, and in this deck it's a masked deity type of energy with a burning flame. Literally in this card, like the penis is on fire. The Page of Wands, is Mercury doing something right now? Is it retrograde? Because I'm all of a sudden having a lot of trouble getting my words out. The Divine Feminine with the Page of Wands, the deity, the masked boy who doused her flame, inspired or not, wanting to multiply or not, right? Just like the gremlins. The Divine Masculine with the 9 of Swords, hiding in the woods, imprisonment or refuge on both sides of the coin for the masculine and the feminine. Bridging by the phoenix, the bird, rising to tango, a red seagull. The phoenix coming up as the red seagull, and that's so weird because Phoenicia was just coming up in the maps I was looking up at this morning too. Fire and air, make more fire. Gremlins, if you get water on them. Gizmo on crack. Instead of running to hide or going to prison, rise up to the challenge and dance with flame in hand. The 5D comes up in Spirit's connecting with me. The 10 of Cups, Luna, which is the moon, and 6 of Cups in the 5D. The Divine Feminine pyramid of emotional fulfillment with the flyer on top in the falls. 4 below the rainbow and 6 above. The bottom row falls out, right? The bottom falls out. The Divine Masculine is the 6 of Cups, the inner and outer children loving each other no matter what, the little angels. Bridging with the new moon, the 10 of Cups family sliding in to the 6 of Cups. And notice that the 10 is minus 4 cups. It's now the 6 of Cups, the children, sliding into home base, touchdown, where heart is the home every time. And then the time out with the hands coming together, the T, time out with the hands, hugs and kisses. 0201, the High Priestess and the Magician. Home and union, number 30 coming up right after them, which is the home and union. With the shadow then, the shadow card coming up, the devil. 1, 2, 3, right? We had 0201, which is the 1 and 2, then the 30 of the union, the 3, And then the shadow brings up the 4, right? That's about survival in this world, the 4, where the buck stops here. The high priestess, the magician, and the union. And then the 4 is the structure, the box, the block, the refuge or prison, your decision. The 60 here is guidance. The middle card, the 7 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands on the masculine side. The divine feminine with guidance, Akashic records, Buddha, commitment to higher self with change in dimensions. The divine masculine going dark to light, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, leaving the wounded warrior, the victim mentality, behind. And notice the 2 W's coming up again as the 2 U's, which is WW is 4 U's instead of 2 U's, right? There's too many couples here. Bridging in the divine feminine's heart in the E tower as that EM3W, that rolling square, the emu. So emu comes up as well as the mu. So emu is a big bird, or the initialism of electromagnetic unit. How perfect is that? Or it's the Chinese New Year cake. And then tasty cake was coming up again. EMAW, EMAW, is punk rock, but it's also emotionally sensitive and depressed. The mother, the queen, the dam, maybe. I buy, I purchase, I acquire, and then man. So the divine masculine coming up out of the dungeons to the outside on the lawn, done the dark night, and then my son pulled up right at that moment yesterday at 1:49, which is the magician and the get your wish card. And I was, right when he pulled up, I literally was going to call him to see what time he was coming because I didn't know what time to expect him. And then he just literally pulled up. The divine masculine came home. So the divine feminine here is the Page of Wands inspired by the 10 of Cups pyramid in Egypt. The divine masculine hiding from love or kids in the basement. The bridge being the phoenix rising, the phoenix suns, the dance of the rising sun at the new moon in the divine feminine's heart opening up at the E tower. The outgoing divine masculine being the 5 of Wands, the reflection, which is the hermit, and the 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior, is building a fire of 3 flames with hermit holding the light, like someone's, like, you know, you're working on your car and someone's holding the light for you. Building a fire of 3 flames with the hermit holding the light and the wounded warrior now behind them. 3 and 9 with the hermit holding space between for the 6, the 3, 6, 9, the 6 being the lovers in the middle, the 2 U's. The divine masculine working with crystals out on the lawn, at the E tower, lining the walk with crystals. Figured out the arrangement. The divine feminine came up with Capricorn, Taurus, and Scorpio on their side, and the Page of Wands, the masked boy, and on the masculine side is Virgo energy, and also kids, but no specific court cards on the masculine side. The middle column had Cancer energy on the bridge, rising to the rising divine feminine here. And that could be divine feminine with rising as well with Cancer. So the union read came out to the number 76 today. So that can be the birthday, right? We had 1776 as the birthday, but also 76 is the 8 of Pentacles, which is the alignment, right? It's working creatively to get your ducks in a row, to get aligned. And also 76 trombones coming up here. And trombones, I was just getting, is like a sliding trumpet, right? Because we always talk about the trumpeters in the Bible. So this is a sliding trumpet. I don't know why they wanted me to bring that up, but that was coming up. So we have the horizontal lines. We're coming up as 25, 16, and 35, which is the Knight of Wands, the Tower, and the 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. The vertical columns were coming up as 2, 3, 10, 14, 25, 5, and 17, which is the High Priestess, the Empress, the Great Wheel or Wheel of Fortune, the Temperance card, the Knight of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Star. So the message that was coming up here, and plus 2, 3 was coming up. For me, that's a special date for some reason. That's always come up for me. April 23rd is coming up. So I don't know what's going on with April 23rd, but that may be another significant date. The Knight of Wands here, with the sudden events or epiphanies with the Tower coming in, about the wounded warrior not working and leaving now that energy behind, which also came up in the read. Trombones were coming up on that side, as well as Scorpio, which my son's a Scorpio who was just home and brought him into the read for some reason, but it's because of that Scorpio energy. And then the High Priestess and the Empress, or not two of them, but just the King of Wands, destined to a higher love, with the Knight of Wands committed to their dreams and alignment. The psychic or secret, abundant, destined. The angel or the higher love of the Knight of Wands and the Hierophant star, or Taurus and Aquarius. And we had Pisces, Taurus, Libra, Sag, and Aquarius on that row there. The other side was just the Scorpio energy. So that was the union read. So then I went into the twin flame read from the SIRIAN Starseed cut at 211, which is the High Priestess and Justice. And 11 would be written that way, 11/2. Justice, of course, is truth and balance. And then as I was clarifying the cards and covering the other cards, dance came up, like the lowercase I, and dance at 218, which is the 2 of the High Priestess and the 18 of the moon, the new moon, last night. And I finished clarifying at 252, which is the High Priestess and the Queen of Swords, who's in her, right? She's either speaking her truth or she's reversed and very scorned or hurt or lying or lashing out because she's so hurt and can't pull herself out of that. So the major arcana for the read in front of you were abundance, indigo, karma, star, and guidance. So abundance is the Empress, and guidance is the Hierophant. Karma is the Judgment card, and indigo is the Magician. Before the read, a lot of major arcanas also came up. We had the Lovers, the solar deity or the sun, the Great Wheel, Alchemy, which is the Temperance card, and Reason, which is the Emperor. So here we had the Emperor and the Empress next to each other, but the Emperor's upright and the Empress is reversed. We had 1 wand, 2 cups, 3 swords, 1, 2, 3, jump. And then we also had the Page of Swords was the only court card in the main part of the read. The Knight of Pentacles came up before the read, and the King of Pentacles came up after the read, but there was only that Page of Swords, either a child or a message, coming up within the read. We had triple sixes and double sevens, which we talked about yesterday because I looked them up in Gematria, the 555, 666, and 777, which are coming up again today with the 6s and the 7s. The 5 is there too, but much less significant. The 6s were coming up as most significant today. We also had the 9 of the Hermit, the 1 of the Magician, which are the strongest signs, right? The 1 and the 9, because they're the beginning and the end. As well as 15 of the Devil, the shadow side, the 56 of the 2 of Swords, the 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, and the 79, which for me is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And then in a lesser sense, again, 910, reminding you to begin again and again and again. Keep coming back to center. The code line was all about creativity, parenting, and financial discipline. And the number that came up on the code line was number 69, which was very significant. I didn't realize it was 69 because today there were lots of 69 synchronicities coming up. But 69 reduces to 15, which is the Devil, and the 6, 15/6. 6 is the Lover's card, but it's also about love, family, and community on that day-to-day level, the shadow side of day-to-day living. So the code line here was all about creativity, parenting, and financial discipline. And the messages were coming up regarding the indigo. And also the T was coming up again. So you can see the time out sign with your hands. But the T for me is also toggling up. And it's also the key when it's specifically shown that way to me. Also as, tea, having the drink of tea, but any other way tea may come to you is valid. And then the messages coming through here were the key, a lover's wise one or hermit, right, going within, regarding this flash of light to self, right, the epiphany of the indigo, and the Sophia, which is the divine feminine, regarding creativity, parenting, and financial discipline. Tay-Sachs disease was also coming up for somebody, which is a rare genetic disorder in which harmful quantitative or quantities of gangliosides, and you notice gangliosides has gangs and sides in it, right? Polarizing gangs here, accumulating in the brain nerve cells. So that's Tay-Sachs. And Tay-Sachs came up years ago when I was first starting out on the journey, because I actually got a download that I sent to a doctor friend of mine from work regarding dogs' ears and something, I think that was related to Tay-Sachs. So anyway, Tay-Sachs is coming up. Let me know if that relates to you. And also the word Sevindirici, Sevindirici, which means gratifying, cheery, youthful, or delightful. So with the code line, the other energy coming up here, very salty water is coming up. Just being salty in general is coming up. Very salty waters, spatters, oceans and lakes, which again have to do with salt water, filtered by sand, and the 9, the collective consciousness, the hermit of joy and cheer, without the kingdom and the power, right? To have that delight, but without needing a kingdom or power to be there. And the Ricci, by the way, is the kingdom, power, and authority. And then it was go Sophia, or salt, dog, servant, goose, cuddliness, and gas were all coming up here. And by the way, Gos, G-O-S, not gas, but G-O-S, means dog, servant, eruption, fizzy pop. It means the goose and the gas in the ear. G-O-S. I thought that was interesting. Which is also G for God and OS, right? The OS computer platform. So we have one, the sea, right? The sea is one of lots of drops of water, right? The oneness of the sea, also the poop, right? The ocean is a big toilet, right? Taxi also coming up here, times 9, the X9, the 9 of the collective consciousness, the hermit, the wise one going within, of several indigos creating here. One salty water or poop times the wise one. So they want to go, they're bringing up the plus versus the times, right? The adding versus exponential. Exponential. The salty water times the wise one becomes a positive thing. The human with space to expand and contract, again, leaving space between you, the buffers, the boundaries, in the flash of light, and indigos regarding epiphanies. One salty, one being wise, or the 9, the dance of the twins, to infinite epiphanies. The key, a 69. Oh, I didn't even notice that came up twice. The key is a 69, which is the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, it has a sexual reference too, but that's not why it's coming up, guys. The Ace of Pentacles is that offer of a new life, the offer of the gold coin, the unity and collective consciousness, the Christ consciousness. The key being that gold coin, the 69, the Ace of Pentacles, offer of a new life, of epiphanizing, creating, parenting, and financial discipline. And again, this is all about those 3 things. So we start this read with the abundance card. Abundance was reversed here. And then we have the mini cards on top. And I go 5 cards down, but the 6th card down was the lovers. So I wanted to pull that out because they were all major arcanas. So underneath abundance, from the bottom up, was lovers reversed, solar deity upright, the wheel upright, alchemy upright, which is the temperance card, the Knight of Pentacles upright, and then reason, which is the Emperor upright. And then on top, abundance reversed, which is the Empress. So a breakup, a lack of affection exposed, or energies, kids, pets, and happiness destined to a higher love, of the Knight of Pentacles, that loyal, humble servant, of the Emperor, or reason, or logical mind. And this was at 5:15, which is the 5 of the Hierophant and the 15 of the shadow or the devil. So the signs that came up right here were Gemini reversed, And then Leo, Libra, Sag, and Aries all upright. So there's an issue with the Gemini energy right there. And again, Gemini's the twins. So we have at 5:15 abundance reversed, or the Emperor upright, the Empress reversed, dumping a load, a burden, or responsibilities to end the suffering and silence, the nightmares, or perhaps dealing with a sister in an energetic exchange with dysfunction of the family, business, or community, or a loss, with the Page of Wands reversed, feeling very frustrated, uninspired, or all over the place, bored, apathetic, or grounding and integrating the lessons they've learned. Parents or grandparents dumping on a child, or the Empress reversed is dumping on the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community. And the Page of Wands is bored, having to be stuck with them, right? You know, the kids who are at the adult party and like, why did I have to be here? That kind of energy is coming up here as well. The King of Pentacles is upright. The Sovereign or the Nine of Pentacles is reversed, which can be just the King of Pentacles with his own powerlessness, or it can be him with his own dependence, him with a child who's draining them financially, or a partner who's draining them financially, or him going out to make a big expenditure here, or have to pay a big bill. But the King of Pentacles is upright, the Sovereign reversed, avoiding sudden changes, or after a sudden event or epiphany, coming together to align, to work, to get their ducks in a row, with the Queen of Cups upright and the Devil, or Capricorn, or temptation, or coming together, them seeing that as a waste of money, or the devilish block at the door, the mold, the lead, the dark portal, the tainted water from materials and dyes, poisoning the pond or water nearby. So that's coming up like, what's the movie with Julia Roberts? I'm just blanking out on the name, but that movie specifically was coming up. 5:26 is Hierophant and the Page of Wands again. So money or gold hidden in the walls, or cinder blocks, or cedar blocks. That comes up a lot with the Bible, I think, too, right? With cedar wood. So cinder blocks and cedar blocks around the dark portal or door that's green. The Queen of Cups focused on their heart as the bad man or Batman devil controls the show, with two under them chained and them taking the tickets for the show. Or is Batman the devil incarnate? So those who give you lots of attention, but when you want to speak, they turn the other way and don't listen, or pretend to listen. Perhaps another man is slaving away by this devil man, doing things by hand with lots of waste, per the devil anyway. So again, being more creative, doing things by hand, being more, dependent on self, right? Like a business that's your own business, not having to work for someone else. That kind of energy is coming up here. Doing things with more love and care, or one of a kind energy here. But the devil seeing that just as a waste of time, right? The King of Pentacles upright, dependent, with anxiety about being social or about going to work, or he's powerless in the aftermath of coming together in joy at work with the Queen of Cups, except the two come as a package deal. If you take the Queen of Cups, you also get the Devil or the Capricorn upright, who's between the Empress reversed and the Hierophant upright, which are both Taurus energies, one upright, one reversed. Or Capricorn is sandwiched between two Tauruses, or stubborn people, or one in lack and the other committed to marriage, religion, establishment, or societal norms, the institution. The Devil is shown as the Emperor upright here. Also church and state coming up here, joining forces with the Empress reversed in lack at the bottom of all this, or excluded from the all boys club. Covered in straw or thread to dye, the coloring dye, or coloring hair is causing someone's illness. Perhaps this Empress reversed here. The Emperor with snakeskin boots or diabetic feet, all wrapped up. The rams or goats on either side of him, serving his every whim. The businessman with the ankh, but the religious man is with the antenna. A religious man or a priest is coming up with the antenna. You wouldn't think that. You'd think the religious man here would be with the ankh and the businessman with the antenna, but it's the other way around. Initiating the race, the religious man or priest with their antenna is side by side with the businessman with the ankh, initializing the race to the finish line by men only, or an unhappy couple bound by the church, and the men trying to make the Empress reverse go crazy, or church or Taurus. Establishment marriage getting between the Emperor upright and the Empress reversed at 547, which is the Hierophant, and the Seven of Cups, seeing synchronicities, heaven in their eyes, having lots of options. So definitely gaslighting was coming up here. Also ghosting kind of energy coming up. And then pay attention to the red flags was coming up, and beneath that was retreat. And that's just the underlying energy. So what else is coming up here? All right, so the June 15th was coming up as well, which happens to be my brother's birthday, but it's coming up as significant. And the Devil's Seed on the 15th was coming up because there were multiple synchronicities around that. The bulls are around here. So it's saying to place red flags out of view or they'll charge, right? So either the stubborn bull energy coming up with throwing a fit, or someone spending money, who charge as soon as you upset them, they spend to make themselves feel better. So there's multiple energies coming up around that kind of thing. The bulls are around, so watch out. Place your red flags out of view or they'll charge. They do whatever you tell them not to do. So, you could use some reverse psychology there and tell them to do what you don't want them to do, and they'll probably do it. But that kind of stubborn energy is coming up here. And I can be that way. I don't have any Taurus in my chart. But yeah, like if you ask me nicely, I'll do anything. But if you tell me I have to do something, I'm not I'm not gonna. So the Taurus is upright. One Taurus is upright, one is down. Capricorn and Aries are both upright here in the middle. The Devil and Mrs. Jones. The King of Swords reversed, putting it out there, or wanting to touch the merchandise first, standing up for themselves, fending off unwanted advances, even in front of the children here. The Fool free to leap, but no peaceful place to go, with Snake at their heels, just waiting to trip them up. Thinking about the little lizard following their mother's suit with no peace of mind, the Fool with something better in mind, or the Divine Masculine, Divine Masculine may be, struggling and behaving, while the Aries is coming up here out flashing their ass to other men. Was obviously that's not going to be for everybody, that's for somebody specific, or giving them a little taste or flirting with everybody. And this, whereas the man here is saying he's being really good and not doing those kind of things, here the woman or Aries is. And then there's no peace at home, or worried about what they're going to catch from them if they're out sleeping around. So nature comes up here with number 74 as very significant. 74 is that perfect balance of the Six of Pentacles. And then health is beneath this, which is 71. And that's the Three of Pentacles, which for me is the co-creation card. So there's balance and creation here. The Star Healer, healings and dreams come true, as Atlas with the weight of the world upon their shoulders, released from prison and the state of emergency or fight or flight. And the psoas muscle coming up, because that's the muscle that takes in all of the fight or flight when you're a baby, because it joins the upper body and the lower body. But it's not used as that once the child can deal with things on their own. So a lot of people never know this, and they don't release those energies stuck in their psoas muscle, which can actually contort your body, because it's the muscle that connects your upper and lower half. So you might want to go online to a psoas muscle video. Really, you just want to tax those muscles. So you want the right exercises to tax the psoas muscle, and then you can just lay down and let your legs, they just vibrate and shake it all out, and you can get lots of visions as well. So you might want to check that out. But stressed out, not sleeping, suffering in silence, and the King of Swords upright, making an announcement or had a wake-up call near the new moon. The royal lineage with a good point or taking tow, or enjoying the ballet, or Major Tom and David Bowie, Space Oddity, the Emerald Order calling out themselves, or the King of Swords gets the nerve to call up Rapunzel in her crib, or someone purposely trying to make the other person crazy or trying to get them institutionalized. So again, there's that energy of gaslighting, major time right here. Aquarius upright times two Aquariuses, both upright though, and then Cancer reversed. So judgment, announcement, a wake-up call, calls or music piped in, to the Empress reversed, who feels like she's the one someone's trying to gaslight, with forced confession of entertaining the devil, or Capricorn while married, or calling out the Empress reversed or Taurus reversed, Capricorn upright, marriage, religion, or establishment without peace naturally. Like, so they're saying that this obviously is going to happen if you're not living in your truth, all right? So some kind of announcement or judgmentalism, gaslighting or ghosting here, with the Empress reversed, with a forced confession, like being forced to confess that she's been entertaining the devil, and this can be a religious restriction as well, or she's been entertaining a Capricorn while being married, or calling out the Empress reversed or Taurus reversed and Capricorn upright and their marriage, religion, or establishment without peace naturally. And this may be obvious to others because maybe they don't get along. And this could be a marriage of convenience, right? Where they don't really like each other anymore, but they stay together for the kids or the money. So the underlying energy before everything else here was the devil reversed, the detoxing. But remember, in detox, when the devil's reversed, the worst of the addiction or codependency happens and peaks out first before the detox. So after the worst of it, the fire taking over, and then after this read comes the world complete, the Three of Pentacles, of coming together, of co-creation, completing and coming full circle, the sealed divine feminine or Pisces energy, being authentic to self at work, getting over loss and regret and implementing a plan, with the Knight of Pentacles, which is the humble, loyal servant energy, offering to help the Empress reversed and the Ten of Pentacles reversed family, business, or community that she's associated with. And there's big loss here, whether it's financial or a family member that's lost or someone gaslighting them. And this was at 6/14, and I just brought up 6/15 being a significant date. So 6/14 and 6/15 being the angel and the devil, and then the lovers, right? The devil and the lovers card are identical except for their dark and light. So here we have this 6/14 and then 6/15, the lovers of angelic energy and the lovers of the devil energy or the shadow. The Knight of Wands rushing in to help, too, leaving behind the Page of Wands reversed, who may be irritated by that. And that could be two siblings, right? The older sibling leaving the younger one behind because they're not old enough to come, or something like that. And then the recent past here is the Nine of Swords, the twin flames choosing their path. And this was also coming up in the union read on the masculine side, the Nine of Swords. The twin flames choosing their path, standing up for themselves, rejecting all others, and freed by announcements or judgment or a wake-up call or decision of the King of Wands reversed. The High Priestess reversed here is a secret or a secret passion, or not sharing, imbalanced, some kind of inequity, a debt, a scam, bleeding out, receiving the truth from a place of suffering and silence, or from a place of their sister, or of ending the nightmare with stress, no sleep, sister, purging, ending the nightmare by bleeding out, or bloodletting. The foundation here is the Ace of Cups upright, an offer of a big love, the Knight of Swords rushing back to tell, away from the injustice of receiving big love, getting over it, a breakup, lack of affection, in death, dark night of the soul, an ending or transition or transformation, as Libra's reversed and Gemini's reversed, but Scorpio is upright, walking over the dead bodies, right? Walking right over them. They're not going to stop me. And right past their religious leader and or last rites, like, get out of my way. The central energy is the Seven of Wands, rising to tango. The kids are twins loving each other, getting away with presenting the whole truth to Pisces reversed and Leo upright, or an alternative teacher, a nun or religious person, or teacher's pet, or the truth is presented to get them to start using their intuition I'm getting like a big tickle on the left side of my throat right there. The teacher's pet or truth presented to get them to start using their intuition and tame their inner beast or their pet. So somebody might have issues with their pet biting someone or something like that. Or triggering people to collect information, right? So if you're the teacher's pet as well, like don't bite the hand that feeds you. That may be coming up in school as well for kids. Or triggering people to collect information or ideas for kids or twins together, or presenting their crown or handing them their crown and then cutting and running away, right? So bringing in something good, presenting the truth, but then running away as soon as you give it. Like, you don't want to hear what their response is going to be. A child running in to present and then running back to a sibling or lovers, the safe place to run back to retreat to, right? Or testing with little bits of the truth at a time, but each time acting like it's the whole truth in order to break them in. Or literally a child training a new pet, while the King of Wands reversed watches over but doesn't interfere. The challenge being the indigo reversed, with nothing to present, in disconnect and not seeing eye to eye, or agreeing, a falling out of a partnership, or at a distance and not being able to see each other, or face to face, with the Queen of Swords reversed, or indigo reversed, which can be their energy. The indigo can be the Queen of Swords reversed, so that could be a mother and child indigo. And definitely Gemini coming up here. Powerless to betrayal or ending pain with the world, divine feminine or Pisces, and patient angel or Sagittarius, or Pisces upright and Sag upright not seeing eye to eye, or breaking up a partnership with the Queen of Swords reversed Gemini or Virgo, divine feminine or Pisces, with the divine masculine or Sagittarius of a higher love at a distance, but resonating with the Queen of Swords reversed, who's powerless in a betrayal. Resting on break, the 5D meditation and connecting with the Page of Pentacles reversed, or laying a child to rest. Or the Page of Pentacles reversed is a lost opportunity or in need of help, while the parent is too busy at work. The Page of Pentacles reversed and the Sovereign reversed, which definitely could be two siblings, or waiting in line, kids waiting in line at a school or at the doctor's, or waiting in line for shots. Judgment, announcement, a wake-up call to the Page of Wands reversed, frustrated in romance, and the Knight of Cups offering love to the patient angel or Sagittarius, who's healing and forgiving and dropping the ball, tripping up, dropping the facade or the act, trying to break patterns, and frustrated, unable to get inspired, aroused, or find the humor in a situation. Nothing with the Page of Pentacles reversed, walking away, or going up the mountains while the Knight of Swords is rushing in to fix things or get them to listen. Listen for once, right? The 641 is the Lovers and the Ace of Cups. Self-love, new love, spiritual love. And the Lovers, affection. And now is the Karma, the Lotus, the Plasma. The Knight of Wands rushing back from the King of Swords reversed. Right, so we have fire energy running back from the King of Swords reversed, which can be verbally abusive. Aquarius coming up here, finding a way out of the chains to reap their rewards and end the battle with an announcement or shout out. Implementing a plan with temptation, waving, or a Capricorn. And we had Sag, Aquarius, and Capricorn all upright, but Pisces or Capricorn reversed. A plan to face their addiction. The King of Pentacles upright, the superhero, trying to get the Queen of Swords reversed under control. The Queen of Swords reversed, which definitely can be an air sign. We were getting Gemini and Aquarius strongly here. Unable to control desires or understand frustrations and be present, knowing and keeping to themselves, while the King of Pentacles is sitting on the fence, being directed by the cruise director. And I was just getting Julie from the Love Boat. This also can be a realtor or the party queen, a coordinator to the stars, or or a wedding coordinator, or coordinator to the star, the dream girl, Aquarius, synchronicities, heaven in their eyes, no longer flirting with everyone or having casual sex in the aftermath of the Magician reversed, jealous rage, or the Page of Swords in negative self-talk, or lying and spying and spreading rumors without a leg to stand on. Satisfied or arrogant, the King of Pentacles is upright, had surrendered to the night, the full moon, the past full moon, or to Cancer or the dogs, as the Grim Reaper is destined to lose a limb, a body part, an extension, or go out on a limb, a transition of a manly woman or womanly man, or end to a relationship between the King of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles reversed, or Scorpio that's between them. Cancer, Libra, and Scorpio all right here. Soon for the twins here is the rock star, but without their mic or without their star, without their hand, partner, or other, with the patient angel or Sagittarius offering a new life, money, to awaken and move forward as the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal, humble servant, or special delivery to end a cycle of unhappiness, as my voice is getting very raspy, or unhappy family is broken, stuck, or in chaos, with the Queen of Wands upright but looking the other way, with the Magician reversed, who lost it before, and that was in yesterday's read, I believe, about jealous rage. The Magician reversed, insecure and manipulative, and the Emperor being in control of everyone, and now somebody's cut off here. Lots of hands extended toward the Emperor, also could be a Capricorn or Pisces reversed, from the Sagittarius, Knight of Pentacles, or all here paying it forward to help or pay back the Emperor and to help end this emotional cycle. Aquarius at the full power here, ending karma to make dreams come true, as the twin flames are seeing themselves as the Six of Cups upright, the inner children loving each other, destined to be schooled by Akashic records, and the sun, all the energy coming in from the sun, full exposure. The Knight of Cups being love and walking away when needed from the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who's ungrounded or losing money or all about the money post-war, with the King of Cups reversed at home, coming together with the kids at 7:02, which I just brought up 27 and 72. 7 is the Chariot, 2 is the High Priestess here. The twins loving each other, and this can be children loving each other as well. Libra and Leo both upright, destined to shine, to be love, whether or not another walks away or refuses it. Calling in your soulmate, forgiving and learning, and codependencies all coming up here. And around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Five of Swords reversed. After a growth spurt, or after the war, the inner or outer war, leading the way to the dreams, but stuck in their head without peace. The Hermit with light on it, on the journey, or the night light on, healing and forgiving and letting go to make up. Aquarius and Virgo both upright here. And then at 7:06, so there's that 76 trombones and the birthday as well. And the 8 of Pentacles, alignment, 7 of the Chariot, 6 of the Lovers in the Chariot aligned. Oh, I was just getting Aquarius. When the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars. Oh, and I just got from one of the videos a message about Mars, and I'll get into that in a minute. Then peace will guide the plan, or is it please? And love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. So I don't know, there's something here with the 7 and the 6 and the Lovers in the Chariot. And by the way, Chariots of Fire has to do with dying without dying, changing, God, I can't talk today. Changing dimensions without dying. That's the Chariots of Fire in the Bible. So the Page of Swords reversed, dimming their light, lying or spying or in disconnect or at a distance, ending conflict or in a losing battle with the Queen of Wands upright. And interesting, so I watched Musizi again because my son came home and I wanted him to see it. So we watched Musizi, and 9:49 was coming up significant right there, which is the Hermit and the Get Your Wish card. And it was all about getting your wish in that movie. It was such a sweet movie. But I started to watch The Stand-In, and then I watched like for 5 minutes and I had to turn it off. So there's a message there. Turning off the stand-in, right? The one who wasn't the actual, right? They were standing in for the real thing. So we have creativity coming up here in parenting and financial discipline. With the Magician reversed, out of control, in surrender, no longer telling their story. Gemini and Virgo both reversed here. Guidance, and that's mercurial energy there too. That's why I'm having issues. There's something with Mercury right now, because Gemini and Virgo are both reversed. Guidance from Atlantis and Lemuria. The Queen of Cups focused on their heart while imprisoned and out in the cold, injured and in exile, or doing healing work for those who can't for themselves. Hierophant, religion, establishment, and Taurus, marriage, contracts, and leading the way on the journey. The King of Pentacles upright, but the Ten of Pentacles is reversed, the family, business, or community, with some kind of dysfunction or family loss, with no peaceful place to go, passing downloads, taking a balloon ride, or jumping from a plane. Oh, or that's gonzo. Or up and away in that beautiful balloon. The love bubble, re-inflated. The journey of self-satisfaction in the King of Pentacles. The surrender to the false light. And the dark night destined to guide. Scorpio, Libra, and Taurus all upright. Gemini, Virgo, and Cancer all reversed here. The journey to Akashics with guidance. To revisit the family issues and losses, lack of peace, risk-taking ventures, and to break patterns. So we have the Empress here reversed with the Ace of Cups upright, the children loving each other, the Five of Swords was reversed, ending the war, and the Nine of Swords of suffering and silence, so ending the suffering and silence, and the Seven of Wands and standing up for yourself, challenged by the Indigo reversed, right? The insecurity and manipulation of the star child, right? In lack of abundance, the Empress reversed offers big love to the Six of Cups soulmate, child, or twin, post-war, apologies needed, stressed out, ending the pain, the nightmare, standing up for self, and challenged by that insecure star or child star and negative self-talk about, oh, that's so funny, the movie I turned off last night, The Stand-In, was all about a child star. So there's that energy about that, like how it destroys their authentic self, you know? So they rebel at the end, you know? So insecure star and negative self-talk about judgment and guidance, and the journey to the King of Pentacles, which is also Akashic Records here, the crystal skull, and dysfunction or loss, being stuck passing downloads, and the Nine of Pentacles offering help to the Emperor upright and the Empress reversed, who are suffering in silence or dealing with a sister, being judged or called out in a wake-up call. New love. So the Knight of Pentacles could be that sister or person calling them out, or them feeling judged by the Knight of Pentacles, who's actually just offering help. New love and rising above, out of karma and challenged by insecurity and a need for tools. And the Six of Cups stars, the twin stars, post-war PTSD with lying and spying and negative self-talk and rumors, bad news and guidance, counseling, commitments to journey, to lead the King of Pentacles upright with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, dysfunctional family, business, or community lost, and that can be the world as well. You know, it's not the heaven on earth, right? The King of Pentacles with the not heaven on earth, and the dysfunction, the loss, no vacation and passing downloads, taking a risk to break the family pattern at 722. So there's that 72 coming up again, along with the Fool of the 22. 72 is also the Four of Pentacles, right? The humble. It's being moderate. And the two fours together as the twins becomes the Eight of Pentacles, which is the alignment. And the 22 is the Fool with an open heart, taking that leap of faith. So there's the full alignment for you there of being at 0 point. So now we have the energy deck. And let's see where the energy deck has to say for us. At 305, which is the Empress, and the Hierophant just turned to the Lovers, the Six. So the Hierophant changes to the Six of the Lovers, along with the Three of Abundance and Gaia. All right, so from the energy deck, for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned, take another deep breath. What do we need to know or learn? What's our takeaway from this read? And these all just came out together in this bunch here. Let's see what we got here. We have the journey of the Two of the High Priestess, going across the 40 bridge, enjoying the journey and the rainbow light while she's at it. And then there's the hostilities of the 26th, the Page of Wands, who was reversed and left behind, pissed off because the Knight of Wands left them behind. And then there's the all tied up 23, the King of Wands, who is also reversed, playing games. And the patient angel, Sagittarius, was coming up in the read. But here it's coming up as the 16, which is the Tower and Scorpio energy. So very interesting. A lot of Sag and Scorpio here. And we always talk about God being Saggy. And then Scorpio and the Tower and the Death card, the Grim Reaper. So we have a father and child here, right? Because we have the King of Wands and the Page of Wands, the 26 and the 23. And that anger energy there. So they show this anger in different ways. This is the page showing their anger in hostilities. Here's the King of Wands showing his anger in playing games with people, toying with them, right? And then here's the Page of Wands upset because the Knight of Wands left home, right? And this could be two siblings, and one grew up and left this one here to deal with this person or these people. And so the younger child may be really pissed because they don't want to have to be the only one to have to deal with their parents' issues, right? So in the end, the child being left behind to deal with this with nothing but time on their hands and the Tower waiting for someone to explode again, right? Being in a war zone. I wasn't expecting that message. So again, someone's about to blow their stack here. The underlying energy is the world and the need to step back. The 29 of being present in the moment and taking a bigger picture, right? Taking a step back when you're in the midst of your emotions, to take a step back and not react and see a bigger picture of the world and see when you last got triggered like that in your childhood by that specific thing. To find the entry wound, that's the shadow work. Remember to do it and not to freak out. We have the 30, as I'm losing my voice again. The 36 is the Atlas energy, the 10 of Wands, the weight of the world upon your shoulders. And this is someone who's bored and apathetic. The second chakra, right? No creativity there. Someone needs to be stimulated with creativity, like a child needs creativity. That's what they're saying, like it's an issue for the child to be at home bored. They need some kind of stimulation to create, to not to just to do something just to do it, but to inspire them. And this is saying that when you're bored, like a child, take a step back and see the bigger picture. And there may be a message there for you, being present in the moment at 0 point. So let's see what the Journey of Love has to say. Journey of Love. 6 shuffles here. All right, so what does the Journey of Love want us to know? What is our takeaway from everything today? There's more I want to tell you too from my notes. I forgot about that. All right, so we have the Burning Hero with the 3, which is Gaia and the Empress and Abundance. And that's very, like the feminine energy. But yet the Burning Hero isn't usually seen as the feminine, and nor are these colors, right? Because it's the lower chakra system. But it's coming up as the shadow side of the feminine energy of Gaia, right? What happens when the earth rebels, when the earth gets angry because you're a reflection of your host, right? Well, we have earthquakes and fires, right? When she gets mad. Don't mess with Mother Nature, right? That's the energy there. That's the message. And then the 11 of Justice and the Eruption of Light, the Hieros Gamos. The 11 is, again, nature is the 6 of Pentacles, which is balance. And here's the 11 of Truth and Balance. This is abundance and balance, and this is truth and balance. And there you have the 2 separate colors. There's no purples so much up here, but I assume that this is supposed to be going into the violet energies up here, because this is very much more in the blues and the greens of the heart and the throat chakra. There's not even really the crown and third eye. This is very focused in on the heart and the throat, right? When your heart's in your throat and you can't speak, the 0 point. And there's touches of yellow here in the green, so there could be a little bit of solar plexus, but not really. It's really the heart and throat. But yet there's very grounded energy too, like the Earth Star chakra. It's very brown, grounded, staying in the middle, the center, just to the light of the middle. There's that 0 point energy. And blast off I'm getting, right? When you mess with, I'm losing my voice again. When you mess with Mother Nature, she's going to get you back. And this is getting out of it just in the nick of time. That came up in the read yesterday, the day before. Right at the 11th hour. Getting out of there, the 3D, just in the nick of time to the 4D. Oh, cool message. And then we have the 8 of the dance of the yin yang lover. The feminine's very flexible. She's able to bend over backwards when need be. Right? This is like dodging a bullet. Right? See the bullet coming through the portal and she bends over backwards to miss it? Oh, that's funny. And then the bottom of the deck here is the space between the words. We were talking about spaces as well with the zeros, making sure there's lots of cushion and boundaries between you. This is like 2D energy here, the 24 of the Queen of Wands. And then beneath that was the children jumping for joy. Just a moment, joy. Allowing the light to come in with an open heart, taking a leap of faith, just for a moment, be in that joy. So the joy energy was coming in from the word I defined. And I'm talking about this beautiful joy here, and I can't speak. Speechless. And leaving the space between. This is the underlying energy, though. It's like the child within and your children, leaving you speechless. So we have the Queen of Wands here and the children, and then we just had the King of Wands reversed. But this Queen of Wands energy is coming up as very 2D, right? There's no dimension here. And yet the children are very animated. Maybe this mother energy feels very humbled by their children, like they're so much more than she. It's bringing up that energy as well, right? Putting all your energies into your child as opposed to yourself, making yourself unworthy of low dimension, not of worth that you would give your child, which is wrong because we're each the inner child. So, and the void is right before that. Oh, interesting sequence. Okay. So we have the woman of light, and there's that 49 of getting your wish, right? All the light's being poured down on her. And you see all that purple energy of the psychic energy. And then the 10 of 3, 2, 1, jump. Jump into the vortex. So they have the 3 in the vortex. But now what? Then comes the void. Right? Because there's like here's someone in the background. She's lying down. She's being lazy. Like, oh, now what? I'm so bored. What do I do? It's like your kids, right? Now what? And that's the Page of Cups as well. And then after being bored, they get inspired. Just for a moment, joy. They jump up and get inspired. And here's the mother receiving the light. Now the child is receiving the light, and making the mother feel diminished. So that's the underlying energy. Letting your child can't make you feel diminished. You can only let your child make you feel diminished. And then here's the message for you, right? Don't mess with Mother Nature. At the 11th hour, you get out just in the nick of time, because the feminine is very flexible and she's learned to bend over backwards and dodge a bullet if needed here. So there's your energy there with balance, and then yin yang lover doing the dance across the vortex. getting out just in the nick of time. And I'm getting too, like, this can be third party energy where the twins come together and hit to Hieros Gamos, and this one's present, right, because they didn't leave, but getting out just in the nick of time as this bullet basically goes right through this hole here, and this person bends over backwards to avoid it. Very interesting there. So we're going to read The Burning Hero 3. Let's see here. From the transformative fires of life's tests, you emerge now, stronger in self-belief, overcoming self-doubt and fear, and shedding the layers that have held you back from burning as a naked flame of divine love. Can you perceive the coolness fast approaching to soothe your fire-weary soul? Peace is coming to you now, a respite from the fire before you're ready to burn into love again. The intensity of fire exists in relationship to cool serenity, and you are capable of experiencing both. Your inner fire has pushed you forward, and your creative self-expression will manifest into the most beautiful forms. This is assured. You burn bright now, and yet it will be the cooling of your embers that replenishes you and inspires you to new creative depths and heights in due time. This oracle brings you a message. From the heat of your labor, sweet success will arise, and you can act now as if that success has already been made manifest. It is only a matter of time before it is so. From that success, new levels of experience and creative manifestation will take place. You're in a powerful creative cycle of intensity and serenity, dancing with each other through your heart like the sweet relationship of night and day. This cycle yields great harvest. Offer yourself in contribution to the greater good, and your harvest will be not only of earthly delight, but of heavenly blessings too. And the poem reads, always feeling your love in every cell of my being, I open my soul, becoming one in your embrace. How rich the moments shared, I savor every one. Or even when apart, your love envelops me with knowing we are complete. Together like a new day, we are born. And I want to read Eruption of Light as well, 11. Okay, Eruption of Light says, your every prayer is power-packed eruption of light, beamed into the divine presence. In the divine presence. Some pray with fear or doubt, as though the prayer isn't doing much at all. Yet you understand, sorry about that, but you understand that prayer is powerful, that it's divine action set in motion. Your power of divine prayer emerges from your heart and out through your throat, whether you're speaking or singing your prayer silently within your own mind or aloud for all the world to hear. Let your prayers be vocalized as feeling expressed to the divine, in words or song if you choose. You have the power to heal at your fingertips and vocal cords, which I kept losing my voice throughout this whole reading. Through your voice, you can heal. Let your hands be joined in prayer position at your heart and your mouth open to let the breath of your spirit move through your throat, creating sound. As you speak it, so shall it be. This oracle holds a message for you. Your words have more power than you may realize, and you have a special ability to heal with words, to bring light where it is needed, and to uplift through simple kindness spoken. You also have a message to bring. It might be an urge to write or speak on topics that are close to your heart. You may also simply have the need at a soul level to share from the heart with others when you are engaged in conversations. The oracle says your voice is part of your power. Do use it. Life begins with love to complete itself again. Symmetry is born. And that an alignment was coming up all through the read as well. It's 3:20 on the clock, the journey. So make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, or do nothing at all. It's always up to you. And make sure to be good to yourself. Take that deep breath and rise and be love, you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.